Jona, it's been another busy week on the Wax blockchain. We've passed 175 million NFTs, which is another huge milestone.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's getting close to the next really big one, which is 200 million, obviously. So that'll be exciting. Yeah, no, cool to see all the growth.
Yeah, fantastic. It's absolutely cool to see. So what have we been working on this week?
Yeah, again, like the last few weeks, not a lot of big releases. We released some like fixes and made some improvements to the overall site speed, which might not be immediately noticeable, but still nice to get that improved a bit. Sort of we're finalizing our redesign of the trading interface, which we've been working on for more than a month now, almost. Like we have really put a lot of energy into getting that right. Starting the redesign on a few other things, of course. The development on all the on everything there is going on. Also, perhaps one new thing that's worth noting is we started development on a small like text tool, not really text tool, but just a tool to export your transactions, so that you can get those and then you still have to figure out what to do with them, but at least then it gets easier to get all the relevant data in a small spreadsheet. So we're working on that to just add a bit of utility there. But yeah, I think just a lot of getting work done in the background, preparing for the big releases.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that that tool to export your transactions is going to be very useful, especially as tax season's well underway at the moment. So I'm sure plenty of people are looking to get their affairs in order. Let's say. So a bunch of questions from the community this week. So one of them is we've seen a spate probably in the last couple of weeks or so of some collections, usually the more unscrupulous ones, changing the price of their drops like really shortly before a drop. So let's say 2-3 minutes before a drop, they'll change the price. Is that anything we're planning to tackle, or do we have anything in place that we're looking to implement?
Yeah, we're looking at that, and I mean the one thing is that if it's clearly malicious, then of course if the collection was whitelisted, if a whitelist collection was doing that, we'd whitelist them and
Yep.
potentially blacklist them because it's just taking advantage of users, right?
Hmm.
So I think what has been happening is that actually like just unwhitelisted collections have been doing these drops, which is unfortunate. I would have hoped that the warnings are enough, but clearly they're not, and then it's also not on us to say like our users are just stupid, because if something like this happens regularly, then it's always something that we can improve as well. So yeah, we're thinking about if we want to disable changing the price entirely, but it does have some legit use cases, right? So that could
Yep.
be a bit limiting. But yeah, we're thinking about what we can do there that doesn't affect genuine creators, but puts an end to this.
For sure. For sure. And on the topic of non-whitelisted collections holding jobs, that's another question we received this week a few times in Discord. Is that something we might look to change, or is our sort of stance of non-whitelisted collections should be able to hold drops something that we'd like to keep?
Yeah, potentially we will change that. Actually, I think when we initially released these drops, it was the case that non-whitelisted collections couldn't, or like they could create drops, but they couldn't be displayed on Atomic Hub, which we then changed after we added all the like info messages and warnings, because we felt like it was safe enough and users would be able to make up their own minds. With the things that are happening now, as you mentioned, it's a consideration, to just make the drops exclusive for for whitelist collections again. We'll have to see, and I think I already hinted to the fact that we want to work on sort of a drops V2 version in a way at
Hmm.
some point. So that will definitely come, but I really can't tell you when. It's so we should probably get the current drops in order, and because we just don't know when the new drops will come.
For sure. I mean, it's a difficult issue for sure, and as we've as we always say, unscrupulous people always find ways to, take advantage of the tools available. But, we're always trying to tackle those in the best way that we can. And, yeah, as always, if you've got any feedback for us in Discord, then please do let us know. It always helps us in our decision making with where to take Atomic Hub forward. And the last little question is a few people asking for sort of small updates on things like getting your social icons on profile pages, the notification system, the NFT creator, etc. Is there anything of note to update us with on that?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely are making progress on all of those points. I know that all of them are being worked on, and fingers crossed shouldn't take too much longer, but I'll not make the mistake of giving you an exact timeline now, because that's just a guarantee for things going wrong. So I'm just saying that we're making good progress, hoping that it doesn't take too much longer. But yeah, we also, I mean, it's done when it's done. We can't force it to get done earlier. We want to do it properly. So yeah, but we're making good progress.
Yeah, no, good to hear. Good to hear. Well, Jona, thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.